Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the obviously Fusion Zamasu stage of the Red Zone and how you can complete the Superheroes mission for the Fusion Zamasu Red Zone and basically get yourself some more stones. Now the big thing is with the Fusion Zamasu Red Zone is the first phase is quite tricky for a lot of players. So the first phase with Zamasu is quite interesting, and so I'm going to explain it now a little bit, and hopefully it'll help you guys understand how to team build for it, because it can be something that's quite confusing to a lot of players. I think it's a stage that's I actually kind of like it. I think it's a smart way to design stages. I hope they copy it a little bit more. But basically any damage below a certain threshold he is going to nullify. So we're talking actual damage stat here, we're not talking attack stat. So a lot of players get confused because they'll do like a 7 million attack stat with like a tech character and it will be nullified to 0. That's the thing with Zamasu. He has a nullification factor, I believe, for me, based on what I'm kind of seeing, it's around 3 million that you need to do. 3 or 4 million, basically, is what you need to do. Now, if you have a physical unit, or you have a very strong physical unit, then obviously it becomes a lot easier to damage him during this int phase. If you do not have a strong physical unit, then it obviously becomes substantially more difficult. So there is obviously a like kind of balancing act between, okay, we need to have some really strong physical units to help us kind of push through this int phase and kind of get to the next, or we need to have some really strong crit units, we need to have some really strong attacks effective against all types units. Whichever way you want to swing it or build it is up to you, but you're going to need at least attacks effective against all types, or you're going to need your physical type units. Because if you don't have these, then what's going to end up happening is this int phase is going to whittle you down, because the AoE attacks are quite strong, they are quite challenging, and a lot of units can't really handle that. So what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to bring some kind of heavy physical damage dealer. For me, especially completing the Superheroes challenge, obviously physical Gohan is great in that aspect. Now, if you are someone who, for example, does not have physical Gohan, the nice thing about the Superheroes team is Gohan obviously leads Superheroes, so you can always pick him up with the friend lead. So you can always pick a friend lead that is Rainbow and obviously get them to essentially, do the damage. So Gohan's great for this. He's also fine in the next phase. So generally speaking, I like to go with Gohan. I think he's a pretty solid solution to this problem, because he starts out quite strong. Like Gogeta's great, but I bring Gogeta, Strength Gogeta, for the physical phase of good old Zamasu, because obviously after the int phase you go to the physical phase, and there Zamasu becomes quite dangerous. Obviously incredibly hard hitting boss, and the Strength Gogeta does a really good job of enabling us to cause some really big damage. So that's definitely a good priority build there. So yeah, in terms of the team build, I mean, just to briefly cut through it, we've got the tech Piccolo, so we've got good old Tech Piccolo. We've also taken Tech Piccolo as a friend lead. Ideally, if you can, try and have 2 Tech Piccolos. It's just a bit tankier, a bit more chance at healing. I know it sounds weird considering the int phase is the first one you face, but Piccolo's usually okay, barring the odd case scenario whereby he takes a super attack right to the face after his guard drops down. And even then he should be okay, because also at that stage you should be wrapping things up as long as you have brought enough damage. So you should be more than fine. So a double Tech Piccolo feels like it's the way. Like I said, you've got double giant form, double heal, Lots of really good benefits, obviously, to bringing 2 of them. So for me, it's definitely something I would say you should consider. Then, of course, like I said, we've got Physical Gohan, really crucial damage dealer that I really like. So I think he's not mandatory, but I would definitely say if you use him, your life's a lot easier than if you don't use him. So yeah, try that one out. I definitely find him to be really good. So yeah, then of course we also have the Int Super Saiyan God SS Vegeta and Trunks. Obviously a great pairing who are just a good tank. They're just going to tank. That's their whole job here. Nothing too crazy. Tank. That's literally their entire existence. So pretty good stuff from them. Obviously they are going to be linked up in this scenario, so I didn't want to use the physical new Trunks. The new physical Trunks is great, by the way. Absolutely perfect for this stage, so if you do have him, please use him. I didn't want to use him just to showcase some different units, so we're going to be using the Strength Super Saiyan Trunks, who also recently got his EZA, and he's pretty solid after his EZA. I will say he's quite a solid unit, quite impressive. So definitely consider using him if you want to. He's definitely a unit I would say could be a lot of fun. He's definitely a unit that I think does a really great job, and he's really solid across the board. So, me personally, I like him a lot. So I think you should definitely try him out. So yeah, definitely Strength Trunks, great alternative option for the team. And then we have the AGL, Super Saiyan God, Goku, and Vegeta. Without too much explanation required, I think they are an incredibly solid unit with a very good kit, who are just very flexible and malleable. If we get the Vegito transformation, obviously it's super duper solid. If we don't get the Vegeta transformation, then obviously it's still pretty solid. I would say it's still really quite solid. They still do a decent job, especially against Realm of the Gods based enemies. So yeah, just a unit that does well. You can replace them with any kind of flexi tank that you have, either a flexi tank or an evasion unit. Int God Goku is a suitable-ish kind of replacement for them. Any unit that could potentially dodge. The only problem is obviously Int God Goku is not got the most favorable typing against the physical phase of Zamasu. So yeah, outside of that though, obviously pretty good stuff, I would say. Really solid units. Without being too crazy. Pretty solid units. So yeah, that's kind of the team build. I think it's self-explanatory, the rotations. You're going to keep Gohan on the rotations quite early on during the Int phase. And then you're obviously going to kind of drop him off as you progress into the physical phase. Ideally, you do prioritize where physical Zamasu is not attacking. So wherever you can survive the attacks from Zamasu is kind of the big deal. So wherever you can survive attacks from Zamasu is kind of the big thing. If you can't survive attacks from him, then obviously it's a bit of a bust. So whichever unit you do put in harm's way, traditionally you want to just focus on units that aren't going to die. That's realistically the #1 kind of concept behind them personally. So yeah, for me, outside of that, really good stuff. Team build ran smoothly, wasn't anything too crazy. Items we're using a Whis, and then we're using the Bulma support memory because it's like the best one. So yeah, Bulma support memory, quite clutch, I would say, pretty crucial. Great healing, especially for a team like this, which doesn't have a lot of healing. So pretty important stuff. Just going to be skipping the giant forms as well, mainly because I use the giant forms to try and re-isolate the attacks. So generally speaking, with the giant forms, if I'm in the position whereby I have a unit that's maybe like taking too many attacks that I really don't want them to take, then generally speaking what I'll do is I use the giant forms to try and break up that chance. But yeah, got the win. As you can see, Piccolo with 500k defense still takes 100k per hit. So life is pretty rough out here. But yeah, we managed to get it done. That's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the stage and on the challenges. And yeah, I'll definitely be seeing you guys in the next one. So until then, of course, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.